Those elevation lines are key in designing your property to be successful because it affects your access, it affects your water, it affects your structure placement, it affects the way that all of your workflow across your landscape is going to perform, and how all the ecology is going to be established, and how all the animal tracks across your property, including where the biology benefits naturally and where you're going to have to tackle it more in order to maintain it, or where you're going to let it thrive and do its own thing, all the way to where ponds go in the property, to where you're going to have little footpaths and tracks for your family. All of this, fencing, all of it is influenced by the contour and the flow of your property. And so we want to look at the hillshade for species selection. We want to look at the little pockets of extra sun that we get in one particular area, so that we can understand where things should be planted that can handle that extra sun, and where things can be planted that can handle the extra shade that's going to have a higher frost tendency, or maybe a longer frost into the season. For example, here's a tip for you. If you're in a colder, freaky climate like me, sometimes we get a random frost that's like way out, and everything has already gone through bud break, and all the fruit trees are blooming, and then all of a sudden we get a frost and it kills everything. So to defeat that, we can plant on the north slope. When you plant on the north slope, your bud is going to break later into the season, and then we're going to end up meeting that freakish last frost that's way out there. And as everything else is already broken and its dormancy phase, and it's starting to bloom, we're going to still be dormant on the north slope. And then that last frost is going to come through, and then everything's going to break on our slope as well, on the north slope, and we're going to get past that last bit. And you want to do that because the water starts moving up and down the trunk inside your fruit tree, and it can freeze. And I don't remember what the technical term is for that, but when it freezes in the trunk right there, it creates that single point of choke. And that water, as it freezes right there, will crack and kill anything above it. This happened to some fruit trees of mine that back when we started about 6-7 years ago, and I learned that the hard way. So this is by experience. I'm telling you, you can plant on the north slope and to defeat that problem and completely eliminate it and never have to deal with it. So sometimes you learn those things by hard experience. And so we know now to do that, and we do that with clients, and it works great. And all the way across the Midwest, that is a practice that you can deploy in. And if you're in a zone 5 or zone 6 climate, that's really good for it.